Welcome to my YouTube tutorial. This is Biko T, and today I'm going to show you how to create simple social media ad banner. I'm going to do that in Photoshop. So follow me, let's dive deeper. Okay, before I go further, I want to say Happy New Year. This is going to be my first tutorial for this year, and trust me, it's going to be an amazing year for every creative and every designer right here. Okay, and I want to say thank you to my subscribers. Thank you very much, and please do more and subscribe. So today I'm going to show you a simple way to create a simple social media that can create attention. I'm not going to make it complicated, just very simple and yet catchy. Okay, so let's follow up as I go. All right, so you always know I make my tutorials very simple and easy. So I already have all my elements ready, but I'm just going to show you how to just do the placement. Okay, so I'm not going to do everything from the scratch. I believe you already know how to do all of those typing and the likes. All right, so let's just go deeper now and do something. All right, so I have my bell here. This is just a notification. You can always get this on Freepik. Yeah, you can get it on Freepik and you're good to go. So I have my bell. All right, so now I want to have a kind of shape in my in the center of this workspace. Of course, you know this is a social media design, and of course you already know it's 2000 by 2000 pixel. You know how to do that. If you don't know, just check some of my videos. I've shown how to create a new folder, a new file, right? A new file. So I'm going to come right here, then I'll create a new layer. Look at it, new layer with a shortcut Ctrl+Shift+N, and this comes up. Then you can rename it to whatever name you want. I'm just going to name it as what? I don't know. I'm going to leave it like this. Then I click on OK. So I have it as layer 2 right here. All right, so I'm gonna fill it up with this color. So I'm just gonna click on my Control and delete. Oh, sorry, Alt and delete, Alt and backspace rather, Alt and backspace. It's gonna fill that up. Then I'm gonna hit Control and T. I'm gonna double click the T twice while my control is being hold or head rather. So what I want to do here is I want to make sure that I have this blue at the center like this. So I'm going to drag a ruler at the center, then I'm going to hit OK. So I'm going to make sure that I activate the control button for this. Is it control button? Please just pardon me, whatever I call it. So I'm going to activate it, and I'm going to drag it low. Sorry, I'm going to hold my shift and drag like this. Good. So I'm done with that. I'm going to hit OK. Now I'm going to create okay, so before I go further, I'm going to do something like this. This particular already imported this into the Photoshop, and I believe you can do that as well, just like you want to import an image into your Photoshop. So what I'm going to do here, you can always get this too. I think I got it on Pinterest. Just search for is it abstract background or something, you get all of those. Then I'm going to come to image, I'm going to come to adjustments, then I'll click on black and white, yeah, and I'll hit OK. So I'll make sure that my move tool is activated. Then I'll just click and drag. You can see click and drag. Then you move it to the layer you're working on, which is this. Of course, you know you have to name your layer in such a way that you'll be able to recognize it. Okay, so I have it right here. I'm going to reduce the size very drastical. So I'm going to make sure that I activate these two. Then I drag down like this. Okay, I'm okay like this. I'm gonna hit OK. So then I'll hold my Alt and drag, hold Alt and Shift. You drag. The Shift is just to make it go on a straight path. The Alt is to duplicate it. So I have it like this. Then I zoom out. All right, so I have something like this. I think I'm cool. Then I'm going to group both of them. Group. So I have it grouped. Then I'm going to okay, I'm going to drag this down, right? I'm going to drag it down. Then I'm going to do something else. So for this group, okay, I'm just going to hit on this. The reason is because I don't want it to pick just a single of these. I don't know if you're getting my point. Just one of these. I want it to pick both at the same time. Okay, zoom out so that you can see the point of contact here. Okay, I think this is cool. So you have it like this. Then you need it one more time to cover up this space. So I'm gonna hold my Alt again, and I'm just gonna drag. That's perfect. So what I just did here is to group everything together in one group, and I renamed it as pattern. Then there is something I really want to say. Whenever you're designing, ensure that you always group your elements to have a proper structure. You know, if you check some of my tutorials, you discover that I don't used to group them, and I find it very difficult to get some of these the elements on my design. So but this year, ensure you are always arranged or always structured. Okay, so I have this pattern. It will be very easy for me to locate pattern each time I want to do that. Maybe I want to do any of manipulation on this. It will be very easy for me to do that. Okay. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here, or just what I did here, was that I created another shape using my shape tool. I created a square shape, right? And I changed, come here, you double click here, then the color picker comes up. You double click, the color picker comes up, then you change the color to whatever color you want. I need white color here, so that's why I changed it to white. Alright, so the next thing I'm gonna do to this is to curve the edges. All right, so I'm going to come here, and mind you, this is Photoshop 2021, so I have this like this. I don't know what version of Photoshop you're using, but I believe you should have it too, as far as you're using CS or CC rather. I don't know, CC 2014, I think. Yeah, so I'm going to curve the edge a little bit. Okay, I think I'm cool like this. So one more thing to do to it, I'm going to double click, and I'm going to give it a drop shadow. All right, the distance should be 0. Then I'm going to increase the spread. I'm going to increase the size. I'm just going to do it like this. All right, so I think it's cool. I'm going to hit OK. So one more thing to do to the pattern, I'm just going to reduce the fill drastically. I'm going to make it almost faint. All right, I think this is cool. All right, so one more thing to do, I'm going to lock it up, and you already know why I do lock every of my layers. So one more thing, you can activate these to pick any of your elements on your design. So one more thing to do, or one more thing I did on this so one more thing I did on this was to give it a drop shadow. I'm going to double click this. So this is the drop shadow. I'll click, and then you can see it here, right here. Then you hit OK. So you have something like this. I reduced the opacity, I think. Yeah, that was why you're having it. I mean, you're seeing it fainted. Yeah, I reduced the opacity to 10%, so that's why. All right, so one more thing, I need a text here, of which I already have it here. I'm gonna bring it up. This is it, gonna be at the center. So this is gonna come to this edge. I'm gonna reduce it a bit. All right, okay. Then this is gonna go up a bit too. So I have this text here. Oh, sorry. Now you can see one of the reasons why I do lock every of my layers. So I'm gonna lock this so that each time I want to move anything, I won't mistakenly do that moving it. I locked these two, so I just need this. So I move this to this area. Maybe in some of my tutorials, I'm just going to show up how to do the typing, because for now I just want to make it as simple as possible. And in case maybe you're already familiar with that typing of a thing, it will be very easy for you to get what I'm doing here. And in case you've not, just anticipate for my tutorials very soon. I'm going to drop it very soon. So this is another shape which I have here. I think somewhere like this will be okay. So to do this, I'm just going to show you quickly. You hit up your shape tool and show it is rectangle shape tool, then drag to your preferred direction or length rather. Then to have this curve, just do the same thing. Sorry, you come here, then this chain you ensure that is unchecked, right? Then you move this to your preferred pixel. I don't know, maybe 25 will be okay. You can see if it's not okay, you keep dragging until you're satisfied, and if you're okay with it, then boom, that's it. So I'm going to delete this because I don't really need it. I just want to show you how I got mine. So one more thing, I'll have a text here, and text is this. I'll have it here. So now I want to ensure that this text is perfectly aligned to this shape. So I'm going to come to the shape and hold my control. You can do it in two ways anyway. You can just come, click on it, then click and drag. It has selected both of the text, and sometimes it won't work like that, especially if you don't type your text in a sequential order like this. So it might pick up something else, but you can do it this way. So then do it this way, so it's perfectly aligned. Is it horizontal? Okay, it's vertically aligned now. All right, so and I want it to be horizontally aligned. Okay, I think this is cool. So the other way around to do it is to hold your control, and you see a thumbnail here. You click on it, then it selects the shape. You now move to this particular text. Move to this text, and you ensure that your move tool is activated, which is this. Then you can now arrange it the order you want. All right, so after everything, you deselect with Ctrl D. So I have this. Now there's one more thing I need to do to this blue shape. It's not necessary, but I just love to do that. So I'm going to change this blend mode to multiply. All right, so I'm going to change it to multiply. Then I will lock it back. I'll come here, I will unlock. Then I'll just increase the opacity a little bit. Oh, sorry, the fill, I mean. Okay, I think this is cool. I just want to have this pattern showing beneath this. All right, so this is cool. Maybe 10 will be okay. Let's see. Oh no, let's just do something like 9. Okay, I think this is cool. All right, this is cool. Or something like 8 would be nice. All right, so that's cool. So now we are almost done with this tutorial. And one more thing, okay, like I said, this is just an advert, social media advert. So maybe probably your number, your logo. I have a logo here. I'm gonna put it up. Then I'll just bring. Oops. You can see one of the reasons why I do love to lock all of this. So I'm gonna pick this and come towards this area. And I will change the color to a white color. White color is going to work best on this blue color, on this blue. So double click. That's you're going to change it. You're going to pick up color overlay. I already have it selected to white, and the reason why it's not showing was because I unchecked it here. I turn off the visibility, so I'm just going to turn it on, and you have it. So one more thing, I have a text here, so I'm gonna come right here and turn it on. Yeah, have it here. I'm gonna make sure that it's aligned to the center of this. So I'm gonna locate this shape. One more thing and we're done with this tutorial. I'm gonna come to shape tool, pick it up. I'm gonna come like this and do like this. All right, it looks awkward, but just keep your nerves cool. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Then I'll come right here. So I have the curve to be 62, so I'm going to pick this up at 62 also. All right, so I'm going to come and you know, I want this curve, so I'll pick it up. All right, that's nice. So the next thing I'm going to do to this, I'm going to make sure that this is selected. I'll ensure my fill is turned off to no color. Activate. Okay, I don't know which of the blue, but I'm going to click on here and I'll click on this place and I'll click on OK. So I have the blue selected, and one of the reasons why it's not showing or visible, it's because it's too tiny. Then you can just come here and increase the size to, let's say, 2. Okay, I think 2 is nice, or 3, let's say 3. All right, 3 is cool. So I'm gonna drag this down a bit, and for this it's nothing too serious, just a kind of pattern. So I have something like this. Then I have one more thing. I have my contacts. I'm gonna drag this somewhere around here, and of course the color goes back to white. Then I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to reduce the size like this. So I'm going to reduce the size like this. Then I'm going to come to my filter. I'm going to give it blur. Let's give it Gaussian blur, and that's too much. You're going to reduce it a bit. Yeah, once you're okay, you can just let it go. All right, so, and don't forget, I'm going to remove the drop shadow effect. That's off, and I have it like so. Then one more thing, I have my handle. You can have it, I just have it somewhere around here, not too serious. All right, so one more thing before I go, ensure that you select all of this, and group them, and you can name it as txt to have everything grouped in a particular place. Okay, I think there's a problem somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to hold my my shift to select everything at once. I'm going to group them, and I'm going to name it as txt, and each time I turn it off, all of the text goes at once. Then you can group this together too. You can name it as bell or whatever. And what is this? Okay, standing alone, and this is logo. You can always rename it to logo. Then the shapes, you can group them and rename them to shapes. So you can group these too, and if it's not necessary, you can just leave it. So I did one more thing to this, because I know you can see this on my social media page, and you'll be like, oh, there are some things you didn't do. So I'm just going to do that quickly. So I'm going to double click this again. I'm going to duplicate it. So what I just need here is this shape. So quickly I'm going to use let's see if it's going to work. Okay, just pick up your magical eraser too, and you quickly wipe everything off that you might not need. So at this point, I'm just going to pick my lasso tool and I'm going to erase this because I really do not need it. So, all right, so for this, because of the curve, I'm going to pick up my pen tool so that I can remove it perfectly well. And I'm going to do something like this. Selection. Okay, I think that's cool. So, all right, so one more thing to do, I'm going to turn off the drop shadow. So I'm going to have this somewhere around here, and I'll go to filter, Gaussian blur. Okay, I think it's cool. I'm going to duplicate this and have one here, and that's all. All right, so this is the end of this tutorial, and I hope you really find it helpful. It's very simple and easy to do. You know, like I said, the idea behind it is just to create an attention. You make everything pop. This creates attention. And if you see, all these elements really do work together, because this bell is just to notify you that something is happening here, which is we are opening. to handle every design project. All right, so that's just that about this tutorial, and if you really enjoy it, please put that down in the comment section below. Ensure you like this video, comment on it, share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel in case you've not subscribed. Like I said, as the year proceeds, I'm going to be dropping tutorial on UI UX design, and that's just how the progression will go. And I quickly want to tell you also that I'll be doing a design challenge. It's going to be a 5-day design challenge, graphic design challenge. Actually, it's meant for lazy designers like myself. If you know you're lazy in designing and maybe you just don't get motivated to design, so this challenge is going to be nice and good for you at this point in time. So you can just join me in this challenge. Go to my social media page, my Facebook page, you search for Biko T, and you're going to find me there. Biko T Designs, you're going to find me there, or Biko T, you're going to find me there. My Instagram handle, Biko T, you're going to find me there too. So you'll see some of these designs there, so it will be very easy for you to locate myself. And of course, you're going to see my logo. This is my logo, and you're going to see it there. So drop your comments, let me know how you feel about this tutorial, and let me know what next you're looking up to in Photoshop. So thank you very much to every subscribers. I really love you. This is a new year. I say happy new year again, and this year it's gonna be a back-to-back designs, UI UX design and graphic design. Okay, so please, this the essence of this 5-day challenge is just to keep you motivated, keep your fire of designing burning every moment. So at the end of the day, or at the end of the year, you discover that you've done a whole lot, because this year is going to be a challenge. I mean design challenge, not a really problem like that, design challenge. So it's going to be a design challenge, bountiful, or as many as possible. But for this 5 days, it's going to kickstart on the 10th of February, which is next month, 10th of February 2023. And I hope you're going to join me, and everything is going to work well. Trust me, you're going to like the challenge. So it has an hashtag, 5 days design challenge, 5 days challenge, design challenge rather, 5 days design challenge. That's the hashtag. So once it starts, you can drop yours and put the hashtag, and you can tag me on your Instagram at Biko T. Yeah, you can tag me like that, and we'll keep the fire burning. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Okay, don't forget, please do subscribe to my subscribers. I say very big thank you. And to someone who is just coming, maybe this is your first time of hitting up with my tutorial, please do subscribe. I'm going to be dropping more of this year, and I hope you like it. Thank you.